RawCast, the first independent, unbiased, and completely free source of entertainment and information throughout the world on the internet. RawCast. RawCast. Ladies and gentlemen, in-betweeners and outsiders, welcome to the very first episode of RawCast. How are you? How are you doing? What's going on? How's things? Let me tell you how's things here. Today is the 3rd of April 2022 and it's a Sunday right here. This is Cyprus. We are in Cyprus. I don't know where you are. We are in Cyprus, the southern part of Cyprus, for those who want to know the intricate details. So this is a Sunday. This is the 3rd of April 2022. Now, RawCast episode 1, both the English and the Greek version, because there are two, because we are masochists like that. We like to, I don't know, just make sure that everybody is satisfied and happy besides us. So yeah, we're recording this in two languages. If we knew how to speak a third language, we'll probably record in that one, in a third language as well. But anyway, the RawCast episode 1 was supposed to air on the 1st of April 2002, April Fool's Day for the international minded listeners and viewers. And for the local people, April 1st is it's a local holiday commemorating the beginning of the armed struggle against the British Empire that started on the 1st of April 1955 here in Cyprus, where a part of the local Greek-speaking populace took arms up against the British occupying forces, which after four years of struggle, they picked up their shit. Not all of them. Some things are still here, so they left behind like a refrigerator and a washing machine, and then they had to also leave behind 10,000 troops and fighter jets and tanks to take care of them. So yeah, so they picked up their shit, not all of them, and they left. And the the Greek-speaking populace of Cyprus is commemorating that event. So they have a public holiday every 1st of April. So the 1st of April was a public holiday. Everything was smooth and dandy and quiet, and we had planned to record and release the first episode, both in Greek and in English, of RawCast, the new and independent and completely unbiased source of information. Okay, we heard that. So yeah, so we spent the whole of Thursday doing test recordings, and then we spent the whole of Friday, the 1st, doing the proper recordings, and we finally managed to be happy with one of the recordings. It was around night time, so we kind of finished that and we edited it, and we don't spend a lot of time editing because as you've seen here, RawCast is a very do-it-yourself production and show. You see, this is a repurposed sign from a different company. We're not affiliated with them, we don't care about them. We just found this lovely sign and we repurposed it because that's what we do. We reuse and we recycle, and before we reuse and recycle, we consume less. We're not gonna build up new stuff and new title cards and new this and new that and whatever and have like this high-tech production values. If you like all that shit, there's so many other podcasts and shows and TV, whatever, TV, radio, internet shows and productions. You can go and watch them with their fancy new cameras and their 4K and 8K resolutions and their cameras stuffed up with their faces, their, the microphones, all those shows with the microphones right stuffed up. You see the screen, and this half of the screen is a microphone right in front of the announcer's face and you watch the microphone, because you have to have the most perfect, clearest sound available. Otherwise, you're going to lose engagement, and people are not going to watch your show if everything is not crystal clear and the microphone is not right there to record, the sound in perfect clarity. Fuck that shit. This is RawCast. This is a do-it-yourself show. And we are doing it ourselves, and we're putting it out there. I mean, okay, somebody's gonna come and say, "Oh, you're a do-it-yourself show and you're podcasting on YouTube, which is the get-to-go, most capitalistic, everybody's in there, give me all your money platform ever." And yes, we had our moral qualms about that, and we decided that, okay, well, YouTube currently has 1 billion viewers, which is like almost everybody with a working internet connection and a working electronic device, because half of the world hasn't got one. But what do we know? This is the West, and the West is the best, and come here and we'll do the rest. So yeah, we spent the whole day recording, and finally we tried to upload it, and then YouTube said, we can't let you upload it because our show runtime was 20 minutes, because we managed to do it for 20 minutes. 20 perfect minutes. And they said, we can't really let you upload it because you have to verify your account first, and if you don't verify your account, we cannot let you upload more than 15 minutes of content. And we tried to verify our account with our multiple phones. We couldn't verify our account because we had used that phone number to verify other accounts. So we kind of quit for the day, and then we came back. That was yesterday, Saturday, and we do additional recordings both in English and in Greek. And we did upload those, but we got hit with a copyright claim by YouTube because we had used the music of some of our favorite songs and albums and artists. We had used the music of a punk rock group called the Wipers, an American punk rock group, which we dearly like. And we had used one of their songs called Youth of America. And in that song, the Wipers were calling the youth of America as, as it represents the youth of every other country and nation in the world, to wake up and do something to stop the onslaught of the current socio-political-economic system. So we had used that song, and YouTube hit us with a copyright claim, and we had to take our shit down. Well, we haven't taken them down anyway, so we are re-recording today. We had to have our crew, our lovely and brilliant crew, just sat down and composed this music that you're hearing right now, which is without copyright. So they sat down and composed this music, and we're having it now. Our sound engineer, our lovely sound engineer, is transmitting the music, and we are talking all over it. And hopefully when we later try to upload this video for your viewing pleasure, we're not going to be hit with a copyright claim because we composed the music. We did compose the music, yes. Can you believe that? Well, you have to believe it because it's not April Fool's Day, so everything that we say is completely true, unlike April Fool's Day, which is just partially true. Because this is the thing that pisses me off. I mean, it's like we've got a day dedicated for talking smack, and then all the other days, like 364 days of the year, it's like we still talk smack, but we have to take it seriously. That's what it is. So yeah, RawCast, first episode in English. We have another episode. We've recorded the first episode as well in Greek. You can view that, and you can find it somewhere here. You can look at the description, whatever. You're smart people, you gotta figure it out. You don't want everything hand-fed, just somebody chewing it for you and then give it to you. This is a DIY show, and you are DIY people, and you should be. Because today's civilization is turning us back into infants that want their daddy and they want to be taken care of. They can't stand no inconveniences, and as soon as something inconveniences them even on the slightest, they throw a temper tantrum, and everybody has to be there to fix stuff for them. And fuck that shit. This is RawCast. We're talking about how we try to upload our videos, but we failed. But we are back today. We have already recorded our first episode in Greek, and now we are recording our first episode ever in English. and you're listening to the wonderful electronic music that our multi-talented crew has composed. So yeah, RawCast, what we were talking about? We were talking about April Fool's Day and Independence Day, and yeah, on the here locally with April 1st, which is internationally is April Fool's Day, we were it was a public holiday because we were commemorating the beginning of the arms struggle against the British occupying forces, which took place in 1955. So yeah, so we were talking back then that back then we had the enemy, which were the British. So part of the local Greek-speaking populace had an armed uprising and eventually managed to drive the British Empire away. Claim disputed because the British are still here, and I don't know, there's people that still think that we didn't drive them away, that they kind of picked up and left by themselves, but they were kind of forced to after the aftermath of the Second World War, because you know they had colonies almost everywhere in the world, and by the end of the Second World War they were financially fucked, so they couldn't really spend any more resources, I don't know, just rustling up villagers such as us. So they kind of picked up their shit and left us, but then we said not all of them, left behind some things just in case they kind of need the place so they can step in again. So here we are talking about independence and fools, and the continuous and unrelenting onslaught of notifications and information and demands coming in from social media, which is relentlessly demand that we take heed and pay attention to them and bow down and give us their money and subjugate ourselves. And everybody wants to subjugate people. I mean, what the hell is going on? What's all this shit? And it was out of this need for this unrelenting onslaught to cease affecting us that this show was born. Because it was a couple of days ago, I was just drowsily browsing through social media, and I caught wind on that, the slap heard around the world. Will Smith getting up from his seat at the Oscars and slapping Chris Rock in the face because he had said something about his wife in a joke. And the internet was packed for a day and a half of that video, and from various angles. Will Smith getting up, walking and slapping up Chris Rock in his face, and then sitting down and then shouting, "You do not talk about my wife like that," something like that. And the internet was full of that, and that was the moment. Now somebody's going to say, well, that was the moment that broke me, and that was the straw that broke those camel's back. And I said, yeah, that was the moment that I said to myself, yeah, well, I'm going to have to, just further limit my intake, because I already don't watch TV and I already don't listen to the radio, and I've deleted the Facebook app from my phone. Sometimes I log in from my desktop, and I don't really use Instagram, and I've muted all notifications on my phone, and I try to not to give myself onto these platforms, because you just go in there and then you never go up, or you come back, you go in whole and you come out mincemeat. So yeah, so that happened, and we decided that we should do something about it. So as a response to things getting crazier and crazier, RawCast was born, and you're watching it, and our time is running up. But what's the whole purpose of this? What's the gist of it? Well, the gist of it is that the world is shit, and the rich people are getting richer, and the poor people are just becoming poorer, and the gap is spreading like a hooker's legs, and we have to do something about it. So yeah, here we are. And this is RawCast, and we're gonna see you soon, and you're gonna see us soon. Ciao.